Hey, look, it's only 27 below this morning. It's a heat wave. Good morning. Welcome to Rolling Hills Farm. Dave here. It's another cold one. I guess you'd call that a two-cat morning. The good news is there's really no wind today. So hopefully it will be a little bit more of a moderate day for the cows, but we're still going to go take and square bales out and feed square bales to everybody down in the barn this morning. Well, that's kind of a frosty cow. I'm a little surprised we've only got a handful of cows and calves in the barn this morning. Come on, Dave. Come here, Dad. Come on, Missy. Hey. Oh. Let's go. Stay warm today. Well, that's not too difficult to start. We hate running the tractor when it's below zero, but this is the closest we've been for 6 days now. It's just a little below zero, and the cows need hay. Well, the tractor runs fine, I guess, in weather just a little below zero. It's just mostly us with this sharp wind out of the south. There's a 20 below wind chill, and you can see I'm wearing my Carhartts. It's brisk out here. Everybody seems to be moving okay. So this many days of sub-zero weather with still at least 7 sub-zero nights to go can sure be hard on cows. So like always in the severe weather, we're going to roll out a bale of straw, or a half bale of straw for bedding, so that when the wind does shift back around to the northwest, which it's going to tonight and tomorrow, they'll be out of the wind, be able to lay in some nice thick bedding. Well, the temperatures are still way below zero, daytime and nighttime, and we have our first cold weather problem, failure, I guess you'd call it. The Kubota skid steer has lost power. They call it an engine derate. When you try to work, it starts and runs okay, but as soon as you do anything, raise the bucket, drive forward, the engine drops off to like an idle. That's all it'll do. So it happened about a week ago when the cold weather first hit. We've got to get it in and see if we can figure out what's going on. So I'm thinking we might have a fuel problem. Let's get into this thing and see what we can find. I talked to my dealership and we ruled out a couple things. Their first concern was frost buildup in the air filter, and the air filter is nice and clean. Also fuel gelling, except that we've burned through 2 tanks of wintertime #1 fuel without a problem, doing all the wintertime brush cutting. The next possible culprit is the separator. On some models, there's a filter in the fuel separator, water and fuel separator. On some models, there's just a screen. Here's the fuel filter. You can see is right there. So, first job is to get that fuel separator disassembled to see what's actually inside of there. There. Now, I'll have to find a place to put you. Well, take a look at all that stuff in there. And take a look at all that stuff in there. Now, I don't know if that's causing my problem, but that can't be good. So I'm going to give this a good cleaning, and then we're going to put it back together. And this camera is really dirty, but the container, the fuel separator, is spotless. So we're going to put that back on and then change the fuel filter. Well, let's see how much fuel we dump out. Pulling with this. All right, that's disgusting. We're gonna have to clean that a little bit. All right, let's put the new filter back in. There. I think you can probably see that. The fuel separator is on. The fuel filter is replaced. Now I need to purge the system. And that requires turning on the key. Oh, they make it so you can't reach the key. All right, I hear something running. Whoa, that was quick. See that? That filled right up. Well, let's check the book and see how long I'm supposed to run that for. Within 1 minute. There's a stick. I don't see any evidence of fuel leaking anywhere. All right, let's button this back up at least part way, and then we'll test start it. Well, that's good news. It starts and nothing's leaking. All right, now it's time to test it out and see if the water issues in the fuel were the problem with this loss of power. There, it appears the problem is solved, at least for now. I can work at full engine speed and I don't get any derating of the engine, any slowing down of the engine. Now, that may be because this thing's been sitting in a warm 55-degree shop for the past couple of days. So I'm going to put it away outside, store it in the pole barn, and test it again in a few days just to make sure that the problem is solved. Well, I've got great news. The temperature is above zero. Which probably seems like crazy news, but it's I don't know, 5 or 6 degrees. Forecast to get even warmer, and the forecast says we'll be up to the 20s and even the 30s in the coming week. So it's time to get in this skid steer and see if our repairs did the job. With the conditions cold, it's been sitting out for a week. Let's see if it continues to hold power. So far, so good. I'm throttling up. And no engine slowdown. I'm going to set you down. Let's see if it can do some work, like move some snow. There, it seems to be holding up fine. I'm doing some pretty serious lifting with the engine throttled up, and there's been no slowdown at all. So I'd say we've solved our problem. Well, that news couldn't come at a better time. We've got a lot of work to do with this thing. In the coming weeks, we're going to get back out into the woods and do some more brush work, and we've got to burn that brush pile. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with both of those ahead and hopefully much warmer weather. We'll see you then.